Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves to Scrap, and I'm here with another video today, and I'm joining Soul Scrappers with their challenge for April, and it is a blast off challenge. So we need 5 3x4 PL cards, 4 large flowers, 3 small flowers, 2 butterflies and 1 photo, and this is the layout I created of my girls. I have used all of the elements and I put it all together, and it's actually a very pretty layout. So I have my one photo, and I've used that photo before, but I've got the full photo this time because I love the sky in it. I'm going to use these American Craft stickers as my title and also some of the embellishments. So from this pull apart sheet, I am going to cut apart the 3x4 cards so that I have my 5. And then I've got this pretty paper, and it's beautiful on both sides, which is a shame, but I actually am going to use the B side for this and the B side for this one as well. But I'm also going to pull out some of the elements from the A sides. Alright, so what I need to do first off is get my 5 4x3 cards. That's the key part of this blast off challenge, and that's what I'm going to collect. It seems a shame to have to cut them apart and use them and cover them, but I'm selecting the ones that suit best for this theme. I needed to make sure that I had 5, and I knew that I was going to have that big photo, so parts of them were going to be covered over. So I wanted some with text, some without text, some of the flowers, and just bringing it all together. I'm using a grey cardstock here as my base, and that's to reflect the cloud cover and also to the colours in that background paper. I am gutting the frame as well. I always do try to extend the life of my cardstock. It's very useful, especially when you have limited ranges of cardstock. I'm a bit of a frugal scrapbooker. I like to extend my cardstock, my paper stash, as much as I can and get as many out of it, bang for buck. Nothing wrong with that, I don't think. I think it's just being a smart scrapbooker. Alright, so out of this one, I am using my border punch to just give it a little bit more of a lift to the edging that I'm pulling this page together. I like a little bit of, attraction for the eye candy, if that's what the word I was looking for. I like a little bit of eye candy as your eye roams around a page, so I always look for something that I can add to either give it some texture or to give it a bump up or to lift it off the bottom and make the eye roam the page instead of just sitting in one page. So I know I'll have my pieces of cardstock and patterns that I'm going to use, and I'm going to use the pumice stone distress ink to go around the edges of my papers just to give that shadow effect and lifting it off the border. It adds dimension, and it adds an element of finishing off, I find, with my pieces of paper, especially, it just defines the edges so that they stand out and that they're a distinct element on the page. Alright, so off screen, I will have all this adhered down. I use Express-It tape. It is very good. It doesn't disintegrate over time, and it holds in place. I'm layering this piece down. This part is the fussy part, making sure I'm getting my borders even, making sure that I'm top and bottom straight. It's a bit tricky, but I like to make sure that I get that right. Then the rest of the page just will fall in and go together nicely. So I have laid out the cards behind my photo like I wanted, and you can see that I've pulled all the pieces together. I'm now just going to fussy cut out the butterflies that were on the A side of that really pretty paper, which is a shame that I've had to use it, but anyway, I will use all the elements out of it, and it won't be a waste. It will be put to good use. So I've gone and got all my flowers, and I've got all my little bits and pieces that I'm going to build my clusters. And I have my 4 large flowers, 3 little flowers which are made out of lace, and I have 2 butterflies that need to be there. So that's pretty good, and I'm pretty excited about that. Alright, now that I'm happy with how that's looking, I'm going to adhere it all down, and I use just the tape because I can manipulate it around. This bottom piece here, I cut out of the cardstock because I wanted an extra element there. But what I actually do with it is I turn it into a tag, just so it looks a little bit different to the puller parts. And you can see that I've got another piece in the center there where I've got a tag, so that you can see my 5 distinct 3x4 cards, and then I have 2 tag elements on there. I'm just manipulating those around a little bit now. That's why I don't stick them down totally with the tape until I'm totally impressed or happy with what it is. And sometimes I'm not even happy. I'll go back and I'll fiddle with the layout. I'm tucking that tag in underneath that corner just to drag the eye down to the bottom of the page. And now that that looks good, I'm actually going to pop that photo on pop tape so that it stands up off the page. Now I know people have been using foam underneath their photos to give it a solid. I've actually purchased some foam, so I'm going to give that a go in the next couple of years and we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure that I will be any better off than using the tape, but we will see. And I'm adding the 4 big flowers, and what I do is I get my awl and the wire that comes out of these flowers that are stemming in them together, I curl around the awl so that they give a curl effect, and they're part of the cluster. They just actually stick out from the flowers and I build that cluster around them. I'm adding in some lace flowers, so this is once again more texture to it, and I'm placing the butterflies, and I just have a butterfly on that side, so I'm going to actually tuck it down into this bottom cluster. And the butterfly is on the tag, so that's an extra element on there. I find that the thickers tend to lose their stickiness, so I've actually had to go and glue this one down again. I'm gluing all of my pieces into place now using my tacky glue. I find it's the best. I can use it across many different media and products, and it's a good thing. So it builds and holds, and it even holds metal in place, which is, I find, a great glue and help when you're building your clusters and your pages. I just inked around the butterflies just to make sure that the edges are there and you can see them as distinct elements. I popped them up on pop tape so that they've got that shadow underneath and it gives it that dimension. I'm now using these little thicker puppy stickers of hearts, which I add to the cluster in the pinks and the mauves, which tie the layout together. And I am just pulling all of the bits together to make sure that I'm happy with the final thing. Journaling, as I said, is very important. It lets everyone know where this was and what was happening. These are my 3 girls. I love how this has turned out. It is so effective, and I just think that it's important that somewhere on your page you put a little bit of information so that people can see what's happening and what is important about that photo. I have my 3 girls' names added on, and I'm just going to do some little doodle stitching across here. This is important to finish off those cards that are a bit flat, and that makes them stand out. I'm not going all the way around, I'm just putting a few here and there. And to top it off overall, I'm just going to put in some pops of colour. I'm going to use 2 on this layout. I always go to the bottom first and then go up to the top. I don't know why. It's no wonder that I actually make it pop. I am so sorry for that blinging in the background. That is my family. They just like to send me messages continuously because they can't get in and talk to me. It's quite frustrating at times. So I'm really sorry that you're hearing that bling in the background. So here we have the pop tops at the top and along the bottom, and I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. I've used all my elements. I've got my 4 big flowers, my 2 butterflies, my 3 little flowers, my 5 3x4 cards, and my 1 photo. So that's the Blast Off Challenge from Soul Scrappers, and you can see that it all tied together neatly, and I'm happy with the final product. I hope there's something in here that you like. I hope that there's something here that grabs your fancy, and you can see that my family are just having a great old chat. All right, so there's that cluster with the title in place, and you can see all of those wonderful things put together. You can see the texture and the dimension and how it pulls the eye around the page. I love the border punch on the side. It's another little bit of element that you can look at. Remember, if you liked something, please give me a like. I'm pushing 100 subscribers, so I'm pretty excited about that. So if you aren't subscribed, think about doing so that you can see more of my layouts. But for those who are subscribed and are returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time taking out of your busy days to watch what is happening on these layouts. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap. You can follow me on Instagram where you'll see all my layouts. But remember, happy scrapping and enjoy. See you next time. Thanks for dropping by.